Why people are afraid to help accident victims. One painful thing about life in Ghana is this: sometimes doing good can become a burden, and that is why many people now ignore accident victims by the roadside. Not because they are heartless, but because they are afraid of what comes after helping. About 3 years ago, a man was driving to visit his friend at Airport Hills, along the road many people call Mahama Road. As he drove, he suddenly saw a terrible accident. One car had crashed badly. The driver was trapped inside unconscious. And the painful thing, many cars were passing by slowly, looking, then driving away. Nobody wanted to stop. Only one man riding a bicycle had gathered the courage, trying to pull the victim out. Then this man, heading to visit his friend, decided, no, I cannot leave this human being here. He parked his car and joined the bicycle rider. Together, they managed to pull the unconscious victim out and rush him to the 37 military hospital. Now, listen carefully. This is where the real pain began. Upon arriving at the hospital, the nurses informed the Good Samaritan that before treatment could begin, somebody had to sign a document accepting responsibility for the initial bills. He explained repeatedly, I am not related to him. I only helped him here. But according to them, it was the hospital's policy. At that moment, he faced a painful decision: walk away with the victim or leave the man in the hospital to die, or take the responsibility for a complete stranger. He had no option, so he signed. He even made initial payment from his own pocket just for the doctors to begin treatment. Imagine helping somebody genuinely and suddenly becoming financially responsible for them. Afterwards, he went to the police station to make an official report. Then he returned to the accident scene with the police officers, hoping to identify the victim. Luckily, they found 2 mobile phones. One was not locked. For almost 1 hour, they kept calling different contacts on the phone before finally somebody answered. The person confirmed he knew the victim, a family member, but suddenly he was in Sunyane, and according to him, the victim lived alone here in Accra. Then he said something that shocked the Good Samaritan even more. The family will organize themselves and come later. Charlie, imagine if this man didn't have money that day. Would the victim have survived? That experience reveals a painful truth about our healthcare system. In Ghana, when emergency happens, money becomes the first treatment before actual treatment begins. And honestly, I don't fully blame the health workers, the nurses, the doctors, because most of them are only following instructions and hospital policies. But as a country, we need serious conversations about emergency healthcare. Because accidents don't announce themselves. Accidents are not events. Nobody plans to bleed on the roadside. Nobody plans to become unconscious needing urgent care. Yet in those critical moments, the poor suffer the most. And now, many people are afraid to help accident victims. The reason is because once you carry the victims to the hospital, the system may silently transfer responsibility onto you. So when people see accident victims on the road, along Kumasi, Cape Coast, Takrady Road, what they do is that they drive away, not because they don't care, but because they are scared. Scared of hospital bills, scared of the police stress, scared of becoming trapped in a problem that isn't theirs. And that is dangerous for society, because one day, any of us can become that victim lying helplessly by the roadside. One day, you may need strangers' kindness to survive. That is why leadership matters. Healthcare matters. Policies matters. A country must protect both accident victims and the people willing to help them. Otherwise, kindness itself will begin to disappear. And one painful thing about life is this: when systems fail, humanity suffers quietly. But despite everything, I still believe we must not lose compassion completely, because sometimes God saves people through strangers, and sometimes the reason somebody survives an accident is because one person decided, I will not drive away. I think that this is the time for us to have good policies when it comes to emergency healthcare. People fall sick, people have accidents on the road. You take them to hospital, they tell you there is no bed. They tell you need to make a deposit before those people are taken care of. We need to make those laws now. We need to have policies to save a life, because money is not supposed to be the first emergency health professionals will be asking before they treat people. But sometimes I don't blame the nurses and the doctors, because that is the hospital's policies. If you should go on to treat someone without taking those initial deposits, then they are going to surcharge you. They are going to charge you, deduct it from your salary. I think we need better policies. Ghanaians deserve better from politicians. We need to think about healthcare. Is it because politicians have their own doctors, they have their own facilities, they have people around who can come in whenever they fall victim to some of these things? We need to have a national discussion on this. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Brahima. If you're on YouTube, Brahima Studios, kindly subscribe to the channel. You leave and then your comments. On TikTok is Brahima. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.